Hey out there, slot car land. How's everybody doing this fine weekend? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's trying to stay cool in this heat, especially if you're out here on the West Coast. It's really hot right now. It's supposed to be like 106 today. That's why I'm in the basement and doing my videos and all that kind of stuff, trying to stay cool. Might end up in the pool later and all that good stuff. So today we're going to be taking a look and going into a little explanation and some history and some other things behind the Ultra 5 set that I got off of eBay. I've got it working fairly well. One of the cars I'm still kind of having issues with, but I've got one working enough that we can show you how it works and talk about it and all that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about a little bit of history behind the Ultra 5, show you how the set works, which is really interesting for a 70s slot set. And just give you my opinion on the whole Ultra 5 as a whole. So the first thing we're going to go to is a little bit of history. The Ultra 5s first came out in '77. That's the copyright on this box. It also happens to be everything that I can find read by my Aurora book and everything else is that the first Ultra 5 came out in '77. I don't believe it lasted overly long. Probably 1 to 2 years, 77, 78, something like that. There's also the Speed Steer cars, which I think is the next iteration after the Ultra 5. And then, of course, before that, there was the Accelerator series, which Accelerator 1 and Accelerator 2s, which are T-Jet-based slotless sets that they did in the early 70s, I believe like 72, 73 time frame and all that kind of stuff. I've been on the internet today looking at some of the sets, and I can only find basically 3 layouts. I can find this one, which this happens to be the Grand Challenge set. I've also found it as a name as the Grand National. Is it Grand National? Or actually the Championship set, the Grand National set. That's what I was right. The Grand National set, which is basically the exact same layout as this. I've seen a kind of a figure 8 style layout known as the Galaxy 250 set. It has a kind of a figure 8 kind of layout and has a couple other pieces that are a wide lane change piece and a couple other things. But mostly there's 3 sets. There's this set, a figure 8 set, and then the biggest set I found, and this is in a white box, so I got a funny feeling this came out a year down the road or so, called the Futura 500 Circuit Day, and this could be a foreign set too because it looks like everything is in French. But that's the biggest set I found on the internet for the Ultra 5s, which is very big. And that would be a cool set to play with. I'm actually toying with going on eBay and looking for track pieces to make this a little bigger because, in my opinion, from what I've done and played with this a little bit, to have real fun, you need a bigger set. Because these small sets were the only time you can really change lanes is in a straightaway. So, and we'll get to talking about that as I show you the set. And you got to have a fairly long straightaway to be able to get around somebody. So, you got to have more track. So these small sets were, kind of they didn't go long enough, I think, to get bigger sets. So they kind of all were right around the same size, this basic same layout and same length. So let's get to talking about how these cars work. It's very ingenious, especially for the 70s. So let's get the camera over here. We'll get this camera turned down. I've got another one over here that we can do some low shots when we start playing with the cars, and we can start doing some stuff. So there's 2 cars that come with the set. You have an A car and a B car. Now, only the B controller can control the B car, and only the A controller can control the A car. Now, the A cars are set up basically like a standard slot car. You've got 2 pickup shoes, both on the outside. The B cars are set up with this funky kickover shoe and a regular shoe. Now, how this set works and how both cars can work in both lanes is very ingenious. So the standard B car, which is the A car, this is a car we're going to be using to show you the set today because it's the one that works the best. It's a standard slot car. This set works just like a standard slot car set. It's just that you have one rail that's your constant power, and the other two rails are your contact that completes the circuit with the car. The A car uses the two outside rails. The B car uses one of the outside rails and the inside rail. So that's how they differentiate between the two cars, and how both cars, as you can see, this is the A car. You can see it works. You can see it works in both lanes, no matter whichever lane you put it in. So that's how it differentiates between the two cars. Now I'm pretty sure, I haven't tried it out yet because I haven't got the other car working yet, but I'm pretty sure when you cross over, when the A car crosses and you hit this center rail, I'm pretty sure depending on where the other guy's at on the track, I'm pretty sure you're going to get a bit of a boost from that rail as you cross over it. It's inevitable that that's going to work that way, because it's going to be that way because that's how slot cars work. If you ever went into somebody else's lane on a regular slotted set, you're going to end up going on him, and you're going to end up draining his power. I'm pretty sure that happens with this set as well. As soon as you cross over that rail, as soon as your pickup shoe hits that rail, it's going to take power away from the other guy. It might speed you up a little bit as you cross over into the other lane. Some of the drawbacks of a slotless set is the fact that you cannot take a corner on the inside. There's a lane here. I have not been able to figure out how to use it yet. I'm still kind of playing around. As soon as you come here, the momentum immediately takes you to the outside, as you're going to see as we do some laps here with this car. It'll automatically take you out here. I have figured out how to change lanes, so I can show you guys that. And you can actually change lanes prior to the corner to help get you into the corner a little more before you actually turn. There we go. And as you can see, there's a lane change. Didn't have enough momentum there. Yeah, screw that one up. So as you can see, dang it, didn't do it soon enough. See, there's the lane change. Get some laps going here, get the car a little more consistent here. There we go. And there's your lane change. So as you can see, you can get the car set up as soon as you figure out which way you got to have the steering wheel turned. Take it. And as you can see, that little, there we go. Oh, almost did that one too late. Come on, get up the hill. There we go. So you got to have a lot of momentum. And as you can see, that momentum takes you to the outside in the corners, so you positive to change the steering on the car. And hopefully get a couple of shots of the lane change in the right front of the camera here. To pick up in spots and seems to do better in others. I'm going to lane change there. Yep. This set could be fun once you get it working really good. Yep. Kind of screwed that one up. Come on, get up the hill. As you can see, if you don't have enough speed, you're not going to get that lane change. So we may have to do some tuning episodes with these cars, show you guys the car and let's see, it's going to want to go back to the inside again. So there we go. There's a good lane change. So once you get your timing down, we're gonna have to see if we can't get this thing to run really good. So there's a little bit of playing around on the Ultra 5 set. Laps in there. So if you take a look at these cars on the other side, you got a basic inline G Plus style motor. This is your little solenoid up here. This is the thing that fails on these cars, but it's basically a solenoid switch. So when you turn the steering wheel, it draws the metal piece to the magnet in which way you ever turn the steering wheel, and that makes your lane change. So this is the next iteration. I do have a speed steer chassis that we may have to play around with on this set a little bit. And as you can see, this is where they finally figured out the 3 pickup shoe thing and some other things. So we're going to have to play around with that one a little bit as well. But that's basically the gist of the Ultra 5, how it works, how it really is kind of an innovative set. You can still get these chassis, by the way, and I might buy a couple from Slot Car Central. He does have them listed there, so he does have, and I think they're all they might all be B cars, but the shoes, I believe you can they can go either way on the chassis. The chassis is not a different design between the two cars, it's just the pickup shoes that are different between the two cars. So hopefully we'll play around with this a little more, get it cleaned up a little more, get it working. Probably still got some rail cleaning to do. I need to get the contacts clean. We need to take a look at the cars, see what kind of tune-ups we can do on the cars with it, trying to figure out how to get it to work. So we'll have to take a look at it. This B car, the front tire keeps falling off of it because the one that was on it crumbled, and I had to throw a big G Plus tire on the front of it. So we'll have to take a look. Maybe I can get one of these the speed steer tires to work. So that's the Ultra 5 set, kind of a gist of how it works, a little laps on the track. We'll be playing with this down the road some more, probably trying to get both cars working and give you guys a real race sense of how it works race wise and all that kind of stuff. So very cool, very fun, very neat set, very neat way it works, to tell you the truth. We're going to have to maybe delve into a couple other sets if I could find some other, like the TCR sets and all that kind of stuff, and we can play around comparing it between the Tyco and the AFX and all that kind of stuff. So hope you liked the episode. Hope you guys have a great week. Be on the lookout for the bi-weekly featured car next week. Hopefully I've got another one we can feature, and we'll just go from there. I hope you guys have a great week. Continue to race slot cars. Keep that pin in the slot, them wheels on the downside, and I will catch you guys in that next episode. I'm out. Bye.